Did you know that if you invested $200 a month starting at the age of 25, you'd have over $400,000 by the time you retire? Even if you never pick stocks, you never check charts, and you barely think about it. Yeah, meanwhile, most of us are out here stressing about what to click in the investing app, like it's like a bomb diffusing situation. So today, I'm finally buckling under pressure. I'm finally going to answer the question that I get all the time, which is, but what do I actually invest in? And just so we're clear, this isn't hype. It isn't like a get rich quick thing. And it definitely isn't me pretending to be some Wall Street genius. So a full disclaimer here, I need to be super clear. I am not a financial advisor. I don't read company quarterly reports. I don't spend 5 hours a night analyzing charts under a dim lamp like some stock market detective. I'm just a dude who likes to keep investing simple and still manages to average over 10% a year in the green over the long term. So I'm sharing what I would do if I were starting from scratch, and you still need to do your own research. Cool? Cool. Before you even start investing, your money needs a job. The first thing I would do is I'd automate my pay. I budget. I tell every dollar where it's going. If you don't know how to budget, pause this video, go watch the one right here where I break down my budget step by step, and then come back here and watch it. So once the budget is done, I make sure a portion of every single one of my paychecks goes directly to investing. And honestly, to me, and probably most of the internet, this is almost a non-negotiable. Even if it's $10 a paycheck, it matters. Future you is going to say, wow, I wish I invested more. But also, thank God I started. Step number 2 is set it and forget it. After I know how much I'm investing, I set an automation inside the investing app. Most apps will allow this. I personally use Wealthsimple. The automation is literally 3 things. 1, move money into my investing account. 2, automatically invest it. And 3, don't bother me again. That's it. No drama, no panic, no trying to time the market like I'm a psychic day trader who definitely does not exist. And by the way, historically, people who try to time the market underperform those who simply stay invested, badly. Now, what would I invest in if I was a beginner? If I was starting from scratch today, here's my honest answer. I'd focus on ETFs. Now, what the heck is an ETF? So here's a kid-friendly version. So ETFs stand for Exchange Traded Fund. So imagine a giant basket. Inside that basket are hundreds, sometimes thousands of different companies. Instead of buying a company like Apple or Tesla and hoping that they do great, you buy a tiny piece of all of them at once. So if one company has a bad year, the others help balance it out. So basically not putting all your eggs in one basket, but instead buying the whole grocery store. And the awesome part is that ETFs are usually cheaper than mutual funds, easier than picking stocks, and built for long-term growth. A lot of beginners lose money because they chase hot stocks. I was one of those beginners. ETFs help avoid that temptation entirely and keep things boring. And boring investing is usually the most successful investing. Now, there are 2 specific ETFs that I'd buy as a total beginner. So if I had to keep it ridiculously simple, I'd look at these 2, VEQT or VEQT and VGRO. Both of them are from Vanguard. And here's why they're solid. VEQT, I call it VEQT, but whatever. VEQT is almost 100% stocks, diversified across Canada, the US, and world markets. They're designed for long-term growth. It's like saying, I believe the world economy keeps growing over decades. That's a pretty solid bet. VGrow is a mix of stocks and bonds. So it's still focused on growth, but a bit more stable, less roller coaster moments during like market dips. So if like Vect is the energetic younger cousin, VGrow is the cousin who still likes fun, but carries a sweater just in case. But here's a very important part, and this part matters. What you pick also depends on your age, your goals, your risk tolerance, and how well you sleep when your investment drops 10% in a bad month. Because yes, they will drop sometimes. That's normal. I've linked a risk tolerance quiz in the description below. It's free. Highly suggest taking it if you don't know how risky you'd be with the stock market. Take it and be honest. Don't choose answers that like sound cool. Choose the ones you'll actually live with. So here's why this strategy works. This strategy is ground floor. Boring. It's automated, but historically successful. If investing intimidates you, this removes like 95% of the stress. You set it, you let it run, and you learn along the way. And if later you want to get riskier, buy individual stocks or try different strategies, that's cool. But this is a foundation. And just to drop this in here, over the last 100 years, the stock market has averaged around 10% per year over the long term. Not every year, some years suck, but long term, that's the trend. So the real like secret isn't picking unicorn stocks. It's staying invested and letting time do the heavy lifting for you. It's a wild concept, I know. So to recap, budget first. If you don't know how to budget, watch the video on how to budget. Automate your investing. Start with simple ETFs and stay consistent. Do your own research. Ask questions when you're unsure. And remember, starting matters more than being perfect. I waited years before I started investing because of the fear of losing money. Drop any questions in the comments. I love hearing what you're curious about, and I'll help however I can. It might even tee up a next video for you. Thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. I love you. If you want some additional one-on-one guidance, check out the link in the description, and I'll see you next week. You could have over $400,000. It's staying investing. Oh my God, I can't say.